Welcome back to the PCMR podcast, where we talk about movies, TV shows, comic books, and video games, and other things that don't matter because we like them, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the only reason we talk about them.
Yeah,
I mean, if we didn't like the things that we do...
talk about them.
No.
That would be redundant. That would be a very bad way to spend an hour every week.
Yeah, they'd be like reviewing Batman v Superman every week. That's just no fun for anyone.
No one wants that.
Or do they? I mean, people do listen to reviews of bad movies. There's a podcast out there. It's literally these dudes watch like a bad movie every day for a year and record every week a podcast.
Oh, is that the one where they watch the same movie every day?
Yes.
Isn't it Grown Ups? They watch Grown Ups.
Yeah, they watch
every
Grown Ups.
day?
I think it's Grown Ups 2, yeah. And I think they're doing seasons of it. So they were doing Grown Ups 2, and then they were doing like Sex and the City 2, and then I think they're doing something else as well.
Every day for a year.
Every day for a year.
I would lose my mind.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
My mind would end up
that
being like
at
the
all.
main character at the end of a H.P. Lovecraft novel.
I find it hard enough just to keep up with like a TV show I like, let alone watching a movie I hate every week.
Day.
Just for comedy. Nah.
Never that committed to the bit.
Never that committed. No. We've got a lot of good news for you today. A little bit of news. Some good news. We've got some trailers. Some pretty nice trailers.
We were going to give you a movie review, but what did you do, Aiden?
Well,
what did you do?
I went and saw the movie without you.
I said to him yesterday, "Oh, hey man, Get Out's opening in Wagga today. You want to go see it tomorrow night? And we can go do a review right after."
Yeah.
And you sent me the beer emoji, which in our conversation, the beer emoji means yes, that's cool. I agree. You know, it just means general agreement. So like, cool. So I sent him a message today saying, "Hey man, this is a 7:15 showing. You down for that?" Then what do you say to me?
I saw it at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
I get my scares out early in the day. All right, I don't need that thinking about that, before I go to bed. I got to have a lot of other things going on in my day, so that I go like, all right, I'm not going to bed just thinking Whitey's going to get me. I'm thinking all these other nice things have happened.
What are you, some kind of pussy?
Yes, I am a strong muscle that forces children out of it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me rephrase it. What are you? Some kind of ball sack?
How dare you, sir? How dare you call me a useless dangling bit of flesh?
Really, what it is?
But I'll talk about that a bit later if you want. Yeah.
So that is why we're not doing a movie review, because he saw it. Then I'm like, oh fuck. Well, I'll see it sometime in the week. Then fuck ya.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some news instead. Then, so we've got some details about 2 new Marvel shows that are coming up.
Yes, we do.
Runaways and Inhumans. Now, Brett, have you seen this picture of the Runaways?
I saw the picture. I can't remember it that much right now.
Yeah, look it up on your phone. Yeah. It's interesting. It looks pretty much like there's a comparison photo that's floating around that's them like standing all in a row, and then a comic panel of them all standing in a row. And it looks pretty accurate to me. I mean, I've never read The Runaways, so this is where my expertise falls flat, because I know nothing about The Runaways except...
Yeah, they're not the most popular comic. Marvel's getting to that stage where they're like, well, we've already made stuff on our most popular characters.
What do we got left? The Inhumans, The Runaways, New Warriors, Squirrel Girl, I guess. Fair enough. But I think it looks pretty good. I'm keen to see a proper trailer so that I have a better idea of it. I keep hearing good things about the comic. I hear it's pretty good. Oh, actually, I do know one thing about the Runaways. Their main guy who's like in the front, the black guy with the big old hair. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I got the picture up now and I remember seeing it now. I knew I'd seen it.
Currently a villain in a comic I'm reading. So.
Oh, there you go.
So maybe that's a direction they'll take with this show. Like, he'll start off being like, hey, I'm this leader of this group of kids. I'm a good guy. But then later on, I'm actually a super villain. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They look pretty accurate.
They look pretty accurate. I mean, I don't know. That's just from like looking at 2 pictures of them standing next to each other.
Images.
Going, like, I guess
pretty
so.
accurate. Yeah. So I don't know. There's not much to say because it's just a really. Was this an actual like public release, or was this like a leak?
I think there was a trailer that leaked. I watched a little bit of that. It looked kind of interesting.
Was it like really blurry though?
Yeah, it
'Cause
was
I
like
feel like they always are.
it was like on someone's phone. It was like pointing
So
at
like
a screen, yeah.
the one for Logan that leaked a few hours before the actual Logan
yeah,
trailer.
a little bit like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it looks pretty good. We also got an Inhumans picture was released.
Inhumans.
Is that the correct
Yes.
pronunciation?
Inhumans.
Please never do that again. I feel like on behalf of everyone listening to this wretched podcast, stop that immediately.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to give the correct pronunciation of the Inhumans.
Sure you are, mate. Sure you are. Well, this I thought it looked fine, but apparently the internet
Yeah, the internet doesn't like
is
it.
in an uproar. They kind of hate it, and I can see
their point.
I can see some of their points. Like I think that who have we got there? Let's have a little look. See, we've got Karnak. Is that Tattoo Face?
Yeah, Karnak Tattoo Face.
He looks fine.
He's a strategist, isn't it? He can like what?
He's like he knows
things?
like kung fu and shit, and he can punch a person in all their what are those points called? The
chakra points?
No, yeah, whatever. Those kind of things.
I don't know. Yeah, he's the strategist of the team. Then what was the black guy?
I've completely forgotten everyone's names. We're so professional at this. I can't believe how
What
professional.
about Medusa? Let's talk about Medusa.
All right, so people are kind of saying that she looks a little like a drag queen, and that the wig that she's got on looks a little shit.
Yeah,
and I'm inclined to agree that the wig looks a little shit.
But at the same time, Medusa kind of looks a bit shit in the comics as well.
It's hard to make like big old flowing moving hair look cool. I feel like it's not the easiest thing to do.
Yes. And what's the blonde girl next to her? That's
is that their daughter or something? Or
yeah, I think.
I feel like is that their daughter? I really should have looked up the names. No.
Then there's Ramsay Bolton.
Oh yeah, old Ramsay Bolton. He looks pretty cool. I mean, I think the problem people have is that it looks like they're just kind of wearing leather and like casual clothes. It doesn't like look as visually interesting as the comics do.
Oh, you've got a comparison image.
Yeah, I've got a comparison image there. Yeah.
Now, I feel like Black Bolt looks pretty good. He's just kind of missing the mask, but I feel like the mask is going to be something he puts on in like combat.
I would like a mask. I think in between like not wearing the mask, I would like him to wear like the tuning fork, like a tuning fork kind of crown on his head. I feel like he should have a crown. I also think the Medusa should maybe have a crown. I feel like if they're supposed to be a royal family, where them crowns at?
Yeah.
Is that not an unreasonable thing to think?
And we know, see, we didn't get Gorgon in this image, but we know that they're doing him, don't we?
Yeah, that fish man, they're doing him.
So I feel like that he's obviously not in this because doing Gorgon, make him green, it's going to take a lot more effort. So I feel like this was a very like low effort photo shoot. Like, let's not let Gorgon in it because he's just too much effort for this photo.
That is a lot of CGI, I assume.
Yeah, a lot of CGI and whatever. So I understand them leaving Gorgon out of this image.
I hope this show is good, but I'm a little worried because it is the showrunner for Iron Fist apparently is doing Inhumans, and I gave a lot of free passes to Iron Fist, but people did seem to like it that much.
Well, if you listen to our Iron Fist episode, it really does sound like we didn't like it.
It does sound like that. I don't know where I stand. I don't think I'm going to watch Iron Fist again. Like some of the other series, like I feel like I'll probably come back to them and watch them again.
I recently rewatched both Daredevil seasons and Jessica Jones, but then when we got up to Luke Cage, I was like, I watched the first two episodes and I'm like, I didn't realize that this was going to be so hard to rewatch Luke Cage. So I was just like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't rewatch Luke Cage.
Maybe it's because you did just do like a whole bunch of seasons, like just then, and then you were going into it again. So you need a little bit of time between watching these series. I feel.
I think I'll try doing the second watch of Luke Cage again soon, but I don't know, man.
You got to space it out. I feel you got to space these things out. But yeah, I'm a little worried about this Inhuman show. Like, not too worried. Like, the costumes are still colorful. They still seem to all have like individual kind of identity, and that's good. And they've got some of the motifs of their costumes have been translated well. So that's probably, they kind of look like good cosplays, but not really good like movie costumes.
Yeah. Let's hope this is like just, more draft-ish. It's going to look better in the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the way that people are reacting to it, I feel like they're going to make some adjustments. Maybe if not this season, then at least later in the season or next season.
I'm looking forward to see how they do Lockjaw as well. I'm looking forward to seeing how they do both Gorgon and Lockjaw.
Well, they had a big old blue dog on set, so there's gonna be a big old doggo.
Yeah, well, it's going to be CGI. Mainly that blue thing means.
What? There's no like way you can do a practical big old doggo. He's a big old pug. You can't do a giant pug.
I don't know. We crossbreed a dog to the point that pugs are a thing that exist.
Oh, what, so we're just gonna wait a couple of 100 years of fucking crossbreeding until we can breed a giant pug?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, we'll just wait 100.
Just breed a pug with a lion. There you go.
That's how genetics works. Thank you for that science lesson, Brett. Thank you.
You're all welcome. I have a lecture on genetics every Thursday, 7:00. Hope you all attend. Learn how to interbreed species.
Okay, well...
Next week I'm going to teach how to make a cowfish.
Let's do another bit of comic book news. Aquaman...
Yes, Aquaman.
Has begun shooting.
Yeah,
James Wan posted a picture, I think, on his Instagram where he's like, finally, after all this time in pre-production, we're getting into it. And it was a picture on set. I think on set it's been called Ahab. So how surprised are you that Aquaman is the one DC movie going forward that isn't experiencing a whole bunch of strife? How weird is it that Aquaman, this character that people don't give a shit about,
pretty lame.
Character that people
they made
make
him look
fun
badass.
of.
They have Jason Momoa, who's just insanely
It's weird
ripped.
that Aquaman seems like the one property that they're not having any problems with.
Yeah.
Like, no one's complaining about, what are they doing with Aquaman? It's like, I don't know, they can do whatever they want with Aquaman. Who gives a fuck about Aquaman?
It cannot be worse than he's in the comics. I don't know, but the Injustice game, they made Aquaman look pretty cool.
They make everyone look cool in that game. Everyone's cool in that game. That doesn't count.
True.
This is a DC universe where like half the people kind of look dumb. Like all the movies.
Well, better say
Fuck
half.
None of them have been like critically like well received across the board. They've all had their problems. They've all had their detractors. It's weird that the Aquaman movie is the one that's like having the least trouble compared to like the Flash, where like there is a Flash TV show going on right now that is super successful, doing really well in the CW, and yet somehow they can't find a director to direct this Flash movie, or even writers. I feel like they've had like a couple of rewrites as well.
Wow.
That's crazy. I think even Robert Zemeckis was floating around the Flash at one point, but then he's gone now. How is the Flash so hard to do?
Yeah, so they just can't hold on to
How is
anyone, can
Aquaman easier to do than the Flash?
Well,
it's so confusing to me.
Who's directing Aquaman? Do you remember?
James Wan. He was
yeah.
I think he's Australian, maybe?
Yeah, maybe
he did like the first Saw movie.
Maybe he just really
did Insidious.
Maybe he just really likes Aquaman.
Maybe.
I mean, I didn't know any people like that existed, but
they're out there. There are people out there who like Aquaman.
Yeah, there are. I guess there are Aquaman
Jason
fans.
Momoa, James Wan. Some of the people working on Aquaman.
And that's about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much a prerequisite for
whoever was writing Aquaman for the New 52 DC comic stuff. Apparently those were really good. So I assume they liked Aquaman.
Well, they were just like, well, fuck, let's just write as well as we can. Let's pretend we're writing Batman. Just pretend we're writing Batman.
That's the major problem that DC have. For every character they get, like, just pretend we're writing Batman. No, you're not writing Batman. Write an Aquaman movie.
True.
But it seems like James Wan seems to get that. Like, he's talked about it being this kind of, like, swashbuckling, high seas adventure thing, which sounds fun. Yeah. I love me some swashbuckle.
Yeah, I love me some high seas adventuring.
My favorite kind of buckle is swash. So I'm looking forward to this.
I don't know why that just sounded weirdly sexual the way you said it.
Swash. Swash. Swash.
You love the swash.
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 Swashbuckling.
What even is this podcast?
Who knows?
It's a swashbuckle.
It's a
With
high
it-
seas
with some
swashbuckling adventure.
installments.
Brett, are you ready for a new segment on this podcast? Where
No, but I guess I have to be.
it's Aidan's Fast Corner. Vroom, 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 vroom. Beep, beep. Fast and the Furious. So I decided to add a new little segment in here. It's
But-
called Aidan's Fast Corner.
It's going to happen like, what, once a year?
Once a year, or every time there's Fast and the Furious news, I will talk about it. So, Brett, I saw Fate of the Furious.
Okay.
It is
With
stupendous.
free tickets that I gave you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for sponsoring my hobbies. Watching Fast and the Furious
I guess
movies.
let me just make this clear that I didn't give it to you out of the goodness of my heart.
They had to be used.
They were about to expire, and I was like, I'm not going to make a movie in the time that it expires. Might as well feed Aidan's addiction.
Ooh, and oh boy, does this hit the spot. This movie is fucking insane. Like, I don't think they do some shit in this movie that is just crazy. Like, they've got zombie cars. They
Okay.
have a submarine. They have Jason Statham basically being an Iron Man at one point. They're all superheroes. Everyone in this movie is superheroes. It's ridiculous. It's so fucking ridiculous. Fucking, you know who Jason Statham's mum is in these movies?
Oh, who?
Helen Mirren. Helen fucking Mirren comes in and plays Jason Statham's mother. The best part. The best part. The Rock does the haka, and it's amazing. Not only does he do
What?
the haka,
He's not even Maori.
I looked it up. He lived in New Zealand for a little bit when he was younger.
So what if you live somewhere for a little bit? You
It's
can feel their
Polynesian,
native
Polynesian
traditions?
Samoan culture. It's all kind of, it's one and the same. It's the same thing. Pretty
All the
much.
same.
It's
Like,
a little
oh,
bit the same.
That's like saying, oh, all of Africa, it's all the same.
Look, anyway,
See, I thought that bit of
he got
offense on your
he got
face.
approval to do it. It's fine, and it's awesome. Are you gonna say no to The Rock doing the haka? Did you watch that shit? I did. It was fucking amazing. I would watch that every day. I would watch that to wake up every morning. If I could watch The Rock doing the haka, that's how you wake up today. That's how you feel like, yes, I can tackle the day. It was amazing. And so what he was doing is he's teaching like a little girl's kind of soccer team, because he has a daughter in the movies and she's on a soccer team. So he gets them all to do like all these little girls doing the haka, and it was empowering, man. It was awesome. I loved it. It was amazing.
Okay.
You should see this movie. You don't even need. You should probably see the other ones, but you don't need to appreciate it. I feel you could just go into this one. You get the general idea. Vin Diesel likes to race cars. The Rock is The Rock. Jason Statham is basically the transporter, but under a different name. They're amazing. Definitely watch them.
I think I like this segment just because it's real funny watching you nerd out on something manly for once.
Oh, these movies are so fucking good. And I think I've kind of realized, I was listening to a podcast where I talk about, like, why are these movies so good? Like, they have kind of a better kind of villain setup than Marvel does, because what they do is a lot of the time they don't kill off the villains. The villains then become a part of the team. Also, these are all like just people. So it's villainous people doing villainous shit. Like, the shit they're doing is ridiculous and kind of crazy out there, but it's not like some like, oh, it's a bunch of robots and we gotta punch them. It's some fucking crazy lady going like, I'm gonna get a nuke and I'm gonna bomb America. Ah! So it's just some crazy shit going down. It's good. It's good shit. I really like these movies. They're well paced. They have a lot of great action setups. I like them. Fate of the Furious gets a...
Oh, really? You like it, Aiden?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
I do. Could you tell? Could you tell that I fucking love these stupid fucking movies? I love them. 10 out of 10. That's my review.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. It's a great time.
Fucking 10 out of 10. Best movie ever.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Also, I have some news. So, The Rock and Jason Statham in this movie are amazing, and they have some great fucking like macho shit and chemistry.
Because of course they do.
Yeah, they get a spin-off movie.
Oh,
There's going to be
really?
a Hobbs. I've got my voice is breaking. I'm so excited about these movies. It's going to be a Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw spin-off movie where they go off and do some kind of crazy shit, I assume. Now, originally, there was supposed to be a post-credit scene in this movie where it was like Hobbs and Shaw squaring off against each other. All right, let's fight. But then it would like cut to black. But Vin Diesel caught wind of this and cut it from the final edit.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, he felt like, hey, it was taking away like the focus from this movie and the sequels and
how
stuff.
does Vin Diesel have the power to do that?
It's his franchise.
Is he like the producer?
I think so. I don't know. He's but like he would have that
I don't know,
power.
I
He's
did-
one of their main stars. He's like that big like hey.
I did hear things about him and The Rock having like actual like verbal confrontations on set.
I think they're like not as like it's not as crazy as people think it is. Like they're amicable towards each other, but they're not like super close.
Yeah, they aren't exactly fond of each other.
Yeah. But I'm that's neither here nor there. I'm very excited for a Rock and Jason Statham movie. I need some more Jason Statham in my life. I need him in more like big budget, huge things. Like these movies are what the Expendables wish they were.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't just I have to keep recommending it to you. You're missing out on a good time. These are some good movies.
I don't have a girlfriend, so I'm missing out on a lot of good times.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, that's Aiden's Fast Corner.
Aiden's Fast Corner.
Beep beep.
That's the favorite. Aiden's Fast Corner. Vroom vroom beep beep.
Yes. All right, Star Wars news. Star Wars. It was May the 4th yesterday. What did you do for May the 4th?
Wore my Star Wars hat when I went out.
Good.
That's,
I don't know why I went really hard like that. It was very confusing.
I'm not gonna like. What am I meant to be doing? Something with Star Wars? I don't know.
None of those were words.
I wore my Star Wars hat. That's about it. I was pretty busy yesterday, so
Yeah, well, I had trivia on yesterday, and I chucked in a bunch of Star Wars parody songs.
There's a few good ones out there, but there's less than you think there would be. I'll
was
say
there any
that.
Star Wars questions?
No, there was no Star Wars questions, which was a bit of a bummer.
You don't get to write the questions.
I don't get to write the question. No, I get the questions sent to me. But they did have a Star Wars question last week, so that was all right.
Well, I have a Star Wars Trivial Pursuit board game,
Ooh, nice.
and it's real hard though. This is like Jesse Handshake level knowledge you need
oh
to
wow,
have.
okay, so that's deep, in depth
Yeah,
Star
like
Wars.
real in depth.
Mm.
Like one of the things is, who stepped on a twig when they were on this one planet this one time? What?
Because we all remember that moment where so and so stepped on a twig. It was so cinematic. It was so amazing.
Exactly. This is like frame by frame analysis. It's fun though.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's like a lot of other questions that are more kind of
There
accessible.
There are some questions that are more like one of them was like, what race is Admiral Akbar?
Oh yeah, he's in a non-calamari or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's something that's our level of nerdiness, you know.
Mon calamari. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
See, that's the level of we're nerdy enough to know what Mon Calamari is. I don't think a regular viewer would know that he was a Mon Calamari, but we
No, they just not. He's a fish man.
the fish man. He's got a fish.
He's
hat.
a fish man from space.
Yeah. But us as nerds know he's a Mon Calamari. And there's one of the two types of Mon Calamari. Because there's the fish head Mon Calamari and there's the squid head Mon Calamari, who are more slender.
There is. And there's different color varieties of Mon calamari. You got the more red ones and you got the grey ones as well.
Yes.
I learned that from Rogue One because those grey ones. It's like, I guess there's different colors in calamari now.
Yeah. And they're very good at strategists.
Apparently.
Yeah, that's why a lot of them end up being like, admirals and whatever in the Rebel Alliance because they're very good strategists. And then there's a civil war
Because of their
going
big
on.
eyes? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Well,
know
apparently,
either.
like for many years, there's been like a civil war going on their planet.
Oh, that would explain it. Yeah, they're very like, we are a war race. We know lots about war. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, 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 blah.
Anyway, we're getting.
I'm a fish man.
I was about to say we're getting off track, but we're not really getting off track because we were
No.
talking about May the 4th. And today is Revenge of the 5th.
It is Revenge of the 5th. You got any evil plans today? Gonna do anything evil for the Empire?
I'm probably going to crash my car and kill you, but that's about it.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty Revenge of the 5th. I'll get some revenge when you kill me. I'll come back as a hellspawn or something.
Hellspawn.
I'll get some revenge.
Yeah, there we go.
There we
Revenge
go.
of the 5th.
Solid plan.
Yeah.
speaking of Star Wars, Amelia Clarke has been cast in the Han Solo movie.
Yeah, so the Mother of Dragons is going to be in the space in a galaxy far, far away.
Just keep whispering. Just get slowly quiet.
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Stop making fun of my choices.
Never, ever, ever will I stop making fun of your choices, Brett.
That's what my mum said.
I'm
I'm about to say when I came out as gay, but I'm not gay, so that really doesn't work.
No, you came out as retarded. And she's like, "Oh, I knew that. What are you talking about? I knew you were a dumb cunt. I dropped you as a child."
Ow.
I don't know.
You hurt me right here, Hayden. Right here.
Yeah, and she hurt you right there on your noggin when she dropped you.
We're so lovely to each other.
I know, right?
Best of
Delightful.
friends. Yeah, what we're fucking saying.
What do you Amelia Clarke, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. What kind of role do you think she could be playing? Cause
I don't know. She could get brunette hair and be whatever all these new Star Wars movies seem to need, which is some
space badass woman.
Some little blonde, little brunette to do some badass shit. You know, fucking Rey and Jyn Erso, Amelia Clarke.
Well, it's like considering isn't Princess Leia the only female, one of the only females in most of Star Wars movies?
In the first 3 years, besides Mon Mothma and
yeah. So I feel like maybe they're trying to make up for George Lucas's past sexism.
That's true. They are trying to add a lot more ladies into these films.
Hey, we're not sexist. We swear. We're trying to even.
Look at all these ladies. Look at all them ladies ladying about. Ooh.
Yeah, look at them.
Ladies.
They're ladies, and they're just as strong as our men because ladies are as
Because
strong as men.
ladies.
Yes, ladies.
Ladies.
What is this episode?
I don't know.
It's just us being weird. Because we both look at the time and they're like, shit, we got a little bit of stuff to fill in a lot of time. Let's talk shit.
Just stretch it out.
Yes, stretch it out.
Yeah, but Amelia Clarke, that sounds pretty good. Sounds like a good choice for
Yeah,
Star
well,
Wars.
she was in Terminator Genesis. Well, even though it wasn't the best movie.
That wasn't really the best movie, but
she did fine.
She's a fine actress.
She can play future people stuff.
You know, she has a dignity about her, which, that kind of Game of Thrones style of acting, it will work well in a Star Wars universe. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, and a bunch
Basically.
of other actors that I don't know who they are were announced to be in this movie as well. But Amelia Clarke, she's the one I know.
Yeah, bet you do. Bet you know her. Watching Game of Thrones. Watching that HBO.
Yeah, watching one of the best shows on TV right now. Yeah, it's so like me, isn't it?
Yeah. There you go. It was a compliment that jaded as a threat. Are you threatening me? No, I'm complimenting you.
On your fantastic choice in viewing.
You cunt. Nah, it's a good choice. So do you want to get into some of these trailers?
Yeah, let's get into some little trailers. Well, they're not little trailers; they're big trailers. Well, they're regular trailers. I don't know why.
All right, so let's. That's a good order to do them. We've written it down. Let's talk about Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Now, 2 weeks ago, we were talking about there was a little 16-second thing that they released.
Yeah, I think we were more talking about how we weren't going to talk about it because it wasn't anything to talk about.
No, we were going to wait until there was a trailer, and now we do have a full trailer, which has revealed quite a bit. Now that we know that their base will blow up, and they're going to be working.
And that's what the Golden Circle is, the hole left in the ground. Very
Is
on the
that what
nose.
it is? Okay. Is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's a big circle. So I'm like, oh, there's the
I
Golden
didn't think
Circle.
about that at all. But yeah, they will have to be teaming up with the American version of the Kingsmen, which are the Statesmen.
Yes. And who was it that was in it? 'Cause, it's been a while since I watched the
We've
trailer.
got Channing Tatum,
Pedro
Pascal,
Pascal, yeah.
and Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. Our boy Pedro Pascal.
He is that boy.
He's our boy.
We follow him to every terrible movie that he goes into.
Hey, this isn't going to be a terrible movie.
Probably not. Hopefully not.
And we only really followed into one.
Esther only followed him into the Great Wall, which wasn't
Wasn't
bad.
bad. See, someone mentioned, because I remember when we were talking about Great Wall, we were like, this is going to be the kind of movie where we forgot we've seen it. And someone mentioned it in a podcast I was listening to the other day. They mentioned the Great Wall. I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that.
I keep forgetting about it until it's someone in it is mentioned in it or something. So it's oh, yeah, Pedro Pascal. Oh, yeah. What did I see him in recently?
Yeah, what did I
was
see him
that?
in recently?
Oh, the Great Wall. Oh,
yeah. So, I know, I'm looking forward to
This
seeing.
looks pretty cool. We get like a submarine taxi thing. That looks pretty cool. We get a guy who's got a kind of grappling hook fist, a robot arm.
Yeah,
That seems
all
pretty
in
cool.
for that.
I'm in for that. It seems like the statesmen are very kind of like, oh, they're cowboys and whatnot, so they're going to be a lot of gunslinging.
Gunslinging, that's a good little hint towards ahead.
But it looks cool. Like, I've heard some people complain that, like, oh, so they're the Americans, so they're got to be wearing 10-gallon hats and walking around like, hey, I'm from Texas, I'm a statesman. Like,
Well,
fuck off, all right?
Well, yes.
If you were okay with the Brits being like us, we wear dapper suits and we have umbrellas that protect us from bullets, then you should be fine with them having, like, retractable whip things or fucking belt buckles that are little whiskey holders. So.
Yeah. And a jug with 4 X's on it.
What was that? Kentucky? It's like bourbon. It's like Kentucky bourbon. Is that what it is? I don't know. There was like some like video they released as well. They're releasing like a Statesman brand bourbon as well. Which
So they're actually releasing it and selling it. Might have to.
yeah,
I like me some bourbon.
you do like some bourbon, don't you? I can tell.
Hey, you got a fucking belly on you too, cunt.
That's not from bourbon, no.
And keep in mind,
That's from chips.
whiskey has 0 calories. So if anything,
Then what the fuck's your excuse?
all the fucking junk food I eat.
Oh yeah. All the other bad decisions I make. Thank you very much.
The whiskey is a good one.
That's
Except
one
for
of
the
the
Coke that I cut it with.
because you gotta have cocaine with your bourbon.
Cocaine.
I know what you meant. I went for an extravagant joke. Fuck you.
It wasn't very extravagant. Although I
Cocaine's expensive, all right? It's extravagant.
Oh, I bet you'd know, you fucking coke addict.
What? But it looks cool. I don't know. I'm pretty keen for this movie. I'm liking that they've put it in like a kind of summer release because it did pretty well in February, so it deserves to get some summertime.
Summertime love.
Some summertime love.
I swear that's a song.
Probably.
It's two words that go together well. Summertime
Now,
love.
something I actually know nothing about but have been hearing about for years is the Dark Tower.
I haven't known much about it either. So after this trailer, I went ahead and looked it up a bit. Let me tell you, it is nothing but convoluted.
Oh, is a Stephen King novel convoluted? Wow. Jeez, couldn't see that coming.
Yeah, it's not a stretch to say a Stephen King series. It's convoluted. And it's
There's like books and comic books. Apparently there's a video game or something out there. I've never heard,
Well,
I've
from
never
what
heard of the video
from what I
game, but
understand, there's another world that exists parallel but opposite to ours,
okay.
and there's a dark tower
Yeah.
that connects the two worlds,
Right.
and someone's trying to destroy the dark tower. So if the dark tower gets destroyed in their world, our world collapses with it.
Righto.
That's most general gist of it I've gotten.
Like the trailer, it's very confusing because like it's got a good cast. Like you've got your Matthew McConaughey. You got
Who
Idris
looks
Elba.
like a really menacing villain.
And those parts look good, and the visuals look pretty good. But the whole like concept of like, oh, it's a kid from our world, from New York, and he has to go through a portal, and he goes to this other crazy magical world, and then he brings the guy
It
back.
feels very
Like
Narnia.
Yeah, not just Narnia. It feels like every kind of like generic. Hey, we've got to bring this character from a book that you like into the real world. Oh, we're going to be hanging out in New York. That feels like kind of bullshit to me.
Yeah, I feel ya.
But I still liked the trailer, so I'm very confused because it looks convoluted.
We got to see Idris Elba do some mad trick shots.
That's true. He was doing some mad, tricky shots. I'm very confused about this movie. Because I hear people talk about these books like, oh, there's these great books. That's just great story.
It seems like an interesting enough concept that, there's another world that exists parallel to ours, and the Dark Tower that connects the world and destroyed. And apparently Matthew McConaughey is the one trying to get rid of the tower, and the gunslingers are
it was like the
bunch
first
of people.
line from like the book was it like the man in black ran across the desert and the gunslinger followed suit or something.
Yeah. Well, the
Mm.
gunslingers were like, a group of people who like protected the
They're like knights. Or something.
knights pretty much, but cowboys with guns.
Also, did it seem like the violence and like the kind of gun play was a bit gratuitous to you? Or is that just, I don't know, like I feel like I watch a lot of these like action movies and horror movies and I'm very kind of desensitized to violence. But the way they were talking about guns and the way they were showing off, oh, look at my gun, I could do all this shit with a gun. And it's just kind of like, it's kind of fucked how obsessed America is with guns. It is a little fucked. And I know that's, we talk about a lot of properties that involve violence and guns and stuff, but
America's pretty obsessed with guns.
This trailer did still feel
It's very gun
like a very like, oh, look, I fucking love guns. Guns are so amazing. Oh, I'm the gunslinger. I sling guns.
Yeah, it did feel quite a bit like gun wank.
Like,
But at the same time, though, I'm sure I've said this before. What I pay attention to in movies, TV shows, and games, even, how much blood comes out when a person is killed, and I like to judge: is that a realistic amount of blood? And I feel just from this trailer, from what I've seen, it doesn't look like a realistic amount of blood. They're going for. I don't think they want that R18 rating. I think they're going for the M rating.
Yeah, they're going to be going for an M rating.
They're shooting people, but not a lot of blood.
I don't remember any blood at all. I remember just like a lot of like
exactly
pillars and stuff exploding. Yeah,
humans are full of blood, full of it. So if we get shot, what happens? A lot of blood comes out.
It's not as much as you think there would be, but like there's a lot.
Yeah. I was like, no one in this looked like they bled when they were shot.
Oh, there was that one shot where that guy got shot in the back of the head. You saw like a little bit of kind of a kind of thing, which that's I
well,
guess
if you get shot in the back of the head, what's coming out is not blood. Let me tell you.
The brains. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just me and my little blood. Brett's blood corner. That's a bit sadistic.
Stab, stab. Beep, beep. I don't know.
Stab, beep, beep. No, Brett's blood corner is just my little pentagram on the ground where I go to hail Satan.
You're right, mate. We've all got shit going on.
We all have our hobbies.
Anyway, speaking of violence that I'm okay with because it's punching, Defenders!
I don't know why I did that, but okay.
So we finally get
for
a trailer for Defenders. We've been waiting a while. This comes out in August, 18th of August, I believe. Finally got a trailer.
We get to see them all
looks
neat.
Pretty good.
Yes. And I think my favorite moment in the trailer, Iron Fist goes, "I am the immortal Iron Fist."
And Luke Cage is like, "Yo, what?" I love how they're giving...
love that. I love that.
Does it feel like Iron Fist is kind of like the sore thumb out of all of this? Like the rest of them are kind of like, yeah, we're serious and we're adults and we take the shit seriously. And he's just like, I'm the immortal Iron Fist. Why can't I hurt you? Ha ka ka kung fu.
Why is no one taking me seriously?
I just love it. They're like bringing him down. I also like that shot where they had like Iron Fist punch Luke Cage and it actually connects. Like I like that as kind of like a visual thing to like the Luke Cage series where that other guy punched his face, just broke his wrist.
Visceral fuck.
I like that shot. I like seeing my boy Matt Murdock again. I like him running in on Jessica Jones, being like, "Hey, what do you do with Jessica Jones? Get your shit all fucked up." And he just walks in like, "I'm a lawyer." He's like, "Who the fuck are you?" "I'm Matt Murdock, lawyer." Bam.
Yeah. And then
like
like that scene in the building where she's like, "You look stupid with that on your head." I'm like, "It's your scarf."
Sassy. I love him. He's so sassy. Like that's something Iron Fist can't do. Like he's too busy just being like, I take myself very seriously and I trust everyone for some reason. I'm the Iron Fist.
Yeah. Iron Fist just hasn't learnt that he can't trust people.
He's an idiot. He's a big old idiot.
He's so dumb.
I did like that other shot where like he's trying to do like kung fu on Luke Cage and it's like not affecting him and Luke Cage just knocks him out one punch. Just like it's like kung fu and he's just like pow.
Yeah.
Fucking king him right in the face.
And as we all expected, Elektra is back.
Yes, she's
we didn't call that.
It seems like they're breaking her out of a building or something because she was hanging back in a shot where there's like that hallway shot.
No, I feel like Elektra's she's with the hand now because they brainwashed.
She was wearing all red and stuff. Like she had like a cool red
if you
outfit.
really looked at the scene where was it Matt that was thrown out the window?
I didn't see who was thrown out the window. No.
Well, someone was thrown out the window, and it was I'm pretty sure it was Matt. and Elektra threw him out.
Oh, I didn't see that. I did see the scene. I did see like there's that little shot of her and like the coffin thing.
Yeah.
And then when in that hallway scene where like Matt does a flip kick thing, and then Daredevil not Daredevil, Luke Cage punches someone, and then Iron Fist does a jump on a wall, punch someone. Elektra was walking up behind them in like all red.
No, I'm pretty certain Elektra is with the hand now because like it kind of showed us in Iron Fist, if nothing else, that when the hand brings them back, they kind of control them. So I feel like they're controlling Elektra.
We got some stick action. That was nice. A little bit of Misty Knight being like, I'm a cop. Why are you people fucking up all this shit? More Claire Temple. We got our first look at Sigourney Weaver as the villain. Still don't know her name. Or
Nope.
Do we know her name? No, we know her name. I feel like we know it. We just don't know who she is.
I didn't know she had a name yet, but okay.
I can't remember what the name was because it was just like a regular kind of name.
My computer's gone to sleep. Ugh.
But it looks kind of cool. I'm pretty excited for it. Like I was gonna watch it anyway, but I like having this little bit of footage. I would like it if some of them got like costumes. I know like only Daredevil is really gonna wear his costume in this.
Yeah.
But I would like if some of them would wear some costumes. Like Iron Fist should be in a costume.
Yeah, it makes sense that Daredevil has his costume because he's living a double life.
It's the only one of them was like, hey, you guys do realize that we're going up against a ninja death cult. Maybe you want to hide your identity.
I don't get why Iron Fist isn't because he's he's in charge of a large company. He doesn't want to be running around with his face out.
No, you don't want people like the police coming to your door. It's like, hey, we're arresting you for assaulting multiple people. Multiple attempts at assault and battery. Like,
I understand Luke Cage and not doing it because a very big part of his show was that he was being outwards about who he was and his powers. And Jessica Jones,
she's too drunk. She doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, and she was.
I don't care if people know who I am. Fuck you.
All throughout her series as well, she was never trying to be a superhero.
No.
Like, the trouble was coming to her.
Yeah, she's just a private detective.
So there's a reason that Luke Cage and Jessica Jones don't have costumes.
That's fine.
There's no reason why Iron Fist doesn't have a costume.
You should totally be wearing a costume. Even if just like to show like I am the Iron Fist, show that like he should be wearing like an Iron Fist costume to represent the hey, I'm the Iron Fist. This is my symbolic
it
costume.
It doesn't have to be like as extravagant with the
no, but there's like
a
costume in a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2 where he has like a bulletproof vest and like a green shirt or something. He should be wearing something like that. Or in the comics at the moment, it's just like a tracksuit. He should be wearing that tracksuit.
Yeah.
He should have a costume.
Something over his face because he should be concealing his identity.
Should be concealing his identity. Should be wearing a mask.
I feel like the scene at the end of the trailer where they're all sitting around the table and he's like, oh, we're a great team. We've got the blind ninja. We've got, man with unbreakable skin. Whatever you are, Jessica Jones. I'm like, it's very much, and all of them are looking at him like,
shut up, child.
Shut up. What are you talking about? So just the looks that they're giving is very much
like describing it was like, the devil of Hell's Kitchen, the hero of Harlem, the private investigator, the boy with the glowing hands. It's just like so condescending. It's just like, that child. Over
I just
there.
love the way they all looked at him in that final scene when he was trying to say, oh, we're a good team. We got, this and this and this. And everyone's like, just shut up.
Shut up.
Just, we're eating dinner. Can't we just have a good time without you spouting some dumb shit?
I don't like this version of Danny Rand. He's so cool in the comics and I'm so annoyed.
He's just so dumb in this show.
It might be Finn Jones. I don't know.
I don't know. I can get like him being a bit dumb because he's adjusting to modern society because he's been away for so long. But it's like he came back and he didn't know what internet was. Like what? He disappeared in 2005.
Yeah.
The internet was a thing then.
Yeah.
I remember going on like the Cocoa Pops website to play the games on it.
Yeah. Some bullshit is what it is.
Ugh.
Anyway, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Anyway, we want to do some quick recommendations.
I got some quick recommendations. Get Out.
Get Out, yeah.
Get Out and see it.
Yeah.
Get Out and see it. It's a good movie. It is. It's real good. Like, I felt tense throughout the whole thing. I'm not going to do any like spoilers or anything. I know it's been out in America, so other people know, but you don't know anything about it yet. No,
not really.
It's good. Like, It's real good. I don't know what to say. What can I say without being a spoiler? So it's basically this guy. It's this black young 20-something. He's going home to meet his girlfriend's white family. They live out in the woods and stuff, and it's just kind of this through the medium of like horror and thrillers and stuff, talking about the way that like black Americans relate to kind of white liberal culture and just like white people in general.
Yeah.
And and kind of oppression, and there's a lot of symbolism in it. It's real. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's as far as I go without talking about spoilers, but it's good.
Yeah.
I had a real good time with it.
Well-
I was worried a bit because I was getting so many great reviews out of America that I'd watch it and be like, this ain't that good, but it's good. I quite enjoyed
Well,
it.
I remember like reading interviews and whatever with Jordan Peele, who directed it, and he's like, horror's always been my favorite genre, but it's like it's always been one big problem in it: racism. So he kind of made that movie to combat it a little bit.
It's funny as well. Like it's very like tense, but there's a lot of moments where like it'll have like some comedy to kind of lighten it up a little bit. So
which I feel is good. You got to have a little bit of reprieve.
yeah, you got to have moments to let people like breathe a bit, because otherwise you're just sitting there real tense and it's. Whew. But yeah, I got out of this movie and like I haven't gotten out of like a horror movie and felt tense in ages. But I came out of this, my chest was all tight. Like I felt like I could like feel my blood pumping.
Now,
a
do you
lot.
think I'll have
Ooh.
this same experience, or do you
Maybe,
think
like,
it
if
maybe
you-
affected you more because it was a bit more of a personal thing for you?
Maybe a little bit more for me, but I feel like you're still gonna like appreciate that it's a good movie and like it's told pretty well, and like the characters, for the most part, make smart decisions and are like
Which is-
aware of their surroundings. So,
That's good. I like a horror movie where it's just like
it's a horror movie with
where
like
everyone makes the right decisions, but shit still goes south.
yeah, it's
Because that is what is scary to me. It's scary to me that you can make all the right decisions, but still you will get fucking murdered. That is horror to me.
yeah, there is that little bit kind of in the back of your head, like, oh no, don't do that. But that's more like like it's a horror movie, so some horrible shit's gonna happen to him eventually. But if you're in that situation, you wouldn't have made a different choice than he did. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of recommendations, I almost forgot. I watched The Discovery on Netflix.
Oh, I still haven't watched that. Is it good?
It's not fantastic,
Okay.
but it's the concept they introduced because, well, we already know from basically the blurb about the film is the discovery is they've found definitive proof that there is an afterlife. So it's Jason Segel and Rooney Mara, two main characters, and they go out to Jason Segel's father's estate, and he's the one who's found out.
Okay.
He's the doctor who found out there was an afterlife, and he's running this weird cult thing, and he's doing more experimentation because they know there is an afterlife, but they're trying to find, but they don't know what that afterlife is.
Yeah.
So they're trying to find out what it is. And I'll stop there because that's the general premise of the movie. If I go in further, it'll be spoilers. But the payoff is, I'd say, pretty worth it because it's a mystery. It's a mystery. It's very much a mystery.
Yeah.
And it keeps you on edge, like, what's happening next? You're always wondering what's next. And when you find out at the end, it's a very interesting concept it's an interesting idea of what the afterlife could be.
Okay.
And it plays with some high sci-fi concepts when it gets to it.
Nice.
I'll say that much. So yeah, it's not a must see, I wouldn't say, but it's if you like some nerdy shit, if you like to contemplate life, I'd say give it a watch.
All right. Well, I'm gonna get to it eventually. Like,
It's on Netflix,
like it,
so it's always there.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Oh,
We stretched it out. It's
we stretched
50
it up.
minutes.
Oh, I finished Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it. I really liked it. It's at the moment it's my game of the year until I play something else.
So I feel like that when you get the big reveal at the end about, what Project Zero Dawn was and what happened to that part of Zero Dawn, try not to give spoilers. That is great. I feel like the very, very ending, though, a bit lackluster in comparison to the big reveals that happened in like the mission before it.
There's some like things you see off in the distance at like the start of the game, and like, oh, these giant things hanging out on mountains, and you think they're going to factor in a bit more at the end.
Oh, you mean
Yeah.
Yeah. I've mouthed something to him, so I didn't spoil it.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a bit more from the ending, but there were parts of it that were like super cool.
It's just the very last mission there that's a bit of a letdown because you expected
everything up to that.
Fight those things. You expected maybe another big twist, a big reveal because it's full of big twists and big reveals.
It does have that
like
after kind of credit scene, which is hinting at a sequel, which that sounds pretty cool. And apparently there is going to be some DLC, so that'll be pretty cool. I want to check that out. What do you recommend I should play next? Because I'm basically going off what you got. What should I play next? Because I don't know.
If you're in the mood for something big and cinematic and story driven, Uncharted 4.
True. Actually, that's a good idea. I think I will play some Uncharted 4 next.
You can grab it before you leave now.
Yeah. Nice.
Anyway, I think that's all the recommendation. Unless you got anything else.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty good.
Great. Well, let's wrap this shit up and get on the road.
Oh, just a reminder, I do have a show in Canberra on the 18th.
If you live in Canberra or around Canberra.
At hold on, I've got the event thing here. I'm gonna bring up the information. Do you want to do the spiel of where people can find us?
Yes, there is many places you can find us, and I'm going to struggle because I don't usually do the plugs. But we have Twitter. Yeah, look us up on Twitter. We're at PCMR Podcast. We tweet there occasionally. All the episodes go up there. We have our own personal Twitters. I'm at meman125, spelled how it sounds.
I am Aidans. At Aidans Vlog, AIDANSVLOG.
Yeah, we also have a Facebook. That's where all our main posting happens. Aidan's pretty active on it, sharing all the nerdy stuff. So if you want to keep even more up to date than us on this podcast, just check out that at facebook.com/PCMR podcast. If you want to get in contact with us, we have an email address. Yeah, it's pcmrpodcast@gmail.com. I think you have your information up now.
I do have my information up. It's a LOL poll with Andrew Bensley, 8 p.m. Thursday, the 18th of May.
Is Andrew Bensley the one that won the Raw Comedy Heat?
He's the one who won the Raw Comedy Heat.
He was real funny.
He was pretty good, yeah. He's going to be the headliner for that night, and I am on the bill. It's at the Pollitt Bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's upstairs, 8 Franklin Street, Manuka, Canberra.
Well, I definitely recommend going because that Andrew Bensley guy, he was hilarious.
He is hilarious.
And he 100%, no offense, he 100% deserved that win.
Oh, yeah. I would if it was someone other than him, I would have been angry. But because it was him, I was like,
I was a bit like that as well. Like, oh, well, I surely think at least Aiden deserved a runner-up. But
yeah.
Then again, you did kind of almost forget your words at that bit in your set there where you always kind of almost forget your words.
Yeah, I did.
So I feel like maybe the judges realized that and deducted you for that. But whatever.
Maybe.
I shouldn't be critiquing you here.
No, that's fine.
Anyway,
I was no, I'll save that. I'll save that for off mic. I do have one gripe, but that's an off mic gripe. I don't want to put that out. I don't want to put that out there.
Yeah, what I said, the email. We have Instagram.
We have Instagram at PCMR Podcast.
Yeah, it's not at Aidan's Vlog.
No. I'll get back to it eventually.
Yeah, and you can listen to us.
Also, the Wagga v Canberra Comedy Festival show for the Wagga Comedy Festival is on June the 15th.
Yeah.
So that
in Wagga.
In Wagga. So
look it up.
Look up the Wagga Comedy Festival for more details. They'll have more details there for you.
Yeah, so make sure you also check us out on YouTube and iTunes. That's where you can listen to us. You can like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. You can subscribe, leave a 5-star review. Well, you can really leave an any star review, but we appreciate a 5-star review on iTunes. So, yeah, I think that's about it.
That's everything.
I got through the plugs myself. Yeah. Oh, yeah, PCMRpodcast.net. That's where it all is. And I have to renew that.
You should,
It keeps giving me the notification that I need to
keep
renew
getting those emails as well, and I keep thinking, Brett's getting these emails as well. He probably sees it. He'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Just let Brett pay for it again. Even though I've been paying for our hosting for the last 2 years.
Hey.
3 years.
Shut the fuck up.
It's okay. I didn't pay for this entire recording setup that we're recording into.
Hush you.
This isn't a $400 microphone in my hand. It's not a $200 one in your hand. My interface there isn't worth like $500. I didn't pay another $300 for the Pro Tools. Another $250 for the speakers there.
Well, if you didn't do it, then it's all fine. See you next week.
Well, we're also going to not spend any money on this podcast.